Apple updated and released a bunch of new betas for iOS and macOS out to developers this past week. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, I think there's some notable and kind of cool stuff in there for us to talk about. First and foremost, macOS 12.3 beta and iPad OS 15.4 beta have finally made the universal control feature available for all of us to get a look at. And as a matter of fact, that was actually enough to finally get me to update to macOS Monterey. I was still running macOS Catalina, and yes, I did update directly to a public beta, no less. So right out of the frying pan and into the fire. I don't know what. Maybe I wasn't in the frying pan before, but you get my point. I went straight to a beta after being hesitant about updating to macOS Monterey. So far, it's gone smoothly. Knock on wood. Of course, I have all of my backups, as you likely know, so I felt pretty safe in upgrading. And I really did want to try out the new universal control feature, and I have to say, I checked it out with my iPad and my Mac, and it is absolutely magical. There's no other way to describe it. It is definitely worth the wait of Apple, whatever they did, whatever engineering they needed to do to make that a seamless and smooth experience. They definitely pulled it off. I used my Magic Keyboard on my iPad and was able to drag my cursor right over to the edge of the screen next to my MacBook Pro, and it slid right over, and suddenly I was controlling my Mac mouse and keyboard from my Magic Keyboard on my iPad. And then I could do exactly the opposite with my trackpad and keyboard on my MacBook Pro, swiping over and going over and controlling my iPad. It was incredible, amazing, worked as advertised, and it is really, really cool. The universal control feature can be found under the display panel of system preferences on the Mac or under general AirPlay and handoff cursor and keyboard in the beta version of iOS 15.4. And again, you're going to need the beta version of macOS 12.3 or iPad OS 15.4 to try this out now, but I would imagine those will be releasing sometime soon, at least in the next few weeks for everyone. iOS 15.4 also has new functionality that will allow you to use Face ID even with a mask on. This new version does not require that you have an Apple Watch. That was something that Apple enabled previously. With this new feature, Apple says it actually scans the unique features around the eye area to help authenticate you using Face ID. Now, this feature is a little bit more, I think, processor intensive in terms of the neural engine, so you will need to have an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 13 model for this feature to work. And again, remember, these are all in the betas, so they will be coming soon for the rest of us.